having an emergency fund is so important. Having that emergency savings is so important. Like, one thing I'm starting to realize is that life throws curveballs at you. You might one day lose your job. You might get laid off. Your car might break down. You might have a medical expense you gotta pay for. And in an event, when that happens, what are you gonna do? Cause you're still gonna need money. Cause the world evolves around money. And one thing you don't wanna do is go into debt trying to pay for an emergency. Cause you're essentially going to pay for the emergency twice. Here's what I mean by that. You borrowed money to pay for that emergency or to get you through that period of life. And now that money that got you through it, you're going to have to pay it back. Whether it's from a friend, a family member, or a loan from a bank. Don't use a payday loan. What are the loans that you don't want to use? I'll probably talk about this in a later video. Is payday loans. They charge you too much interest. You're essentially going to have to roll it over. You're essentially going to have to take out loans just to pay that first loan back. And it's just, those are predatory loans, which you don't want to do. But yeah, having an emergency fund is very important. And to be honest, an emergency fund, it would just build discipline. It would just teach you how to save money. It would just teach you how not to live in the moment, how not to always live in the present with money, but to also plan ahead, plan for the future, plan for the expected and the unexpected. Because life, like I said earlier, life will throw unexpected twists and turns. And we're gonna need money in order to get through the unexpected twists and turns in our life. Well, we don't hope for it, but life happens. And when life happens, you can't complain, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta just keep progressing. You gotta keep moving. Don't let one small fork in the road be the reason why you quit. You gotta still keep going. You gotta be prepared. You gotta be prepared. You didn't know it was gonna happen, but that's why you have an emergency fund. Cause you knew, alright, something like this was gonna happen. You didn't think it would happen this way, but now that you know something happened, oh, we got the money for it. And having an emergency fund just gives you peace of mind. Like me, I got one. And I have peace of mind in my finances. Financial peace is something that we all need. We don't need to be worried about finances. That's the last thing you want to be worried about. Because financial stress is daunting. And a lot of financial stress just comes from a lot of people not being financially literate. Like, there's so much people in today's society who don't even have financial literacy or not smart with money. If you're not smart with money, you're gonna find yourself in a whole lot of trouble, a whole lot of debt. You're gonna overspend a lot of money. In today's society, we don't have a wage problem. We have a spending problem and a debt problem. I'm gonna say that again. We don't have a wage problem. Like, our earnings are just fine. But we have so much debt that we live way above our means. We're maxing out these credit cards. We're not paying our monthly balances off in full. And that's what drains from that emergency fund. Because instead of you being able to save for an emergency fund, you now gotta pay for all this different debt that you already used. When you have an emergency fund, it significantly reduces your chance of getting into debt. Because a lot of people get into debt having a life emergency that they didn't plan for and that they weren't prepared for. But you gotta be prepared, because nobody is coming to save you. And sometimes you just gonna need an emergency fund just in case your income just in case your income drops and you still have stuff you gotta pay for, but the income you were making last month wasn't the income that you were making this month, and you still got stuff that you have to pay for. That's when an emergency fund comes into play. And that will definitely help you out with your finances. The emergency fund is a must. And for emergency fund, it's good to have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up in a high yield savings. Because one thing you want to make sure that you want to have in an emergency fund is in a high yield savings. Because in the high yield savings, the bank is basically giving you free money. It's the same thing as a traditional savings in a bank account. The difference is you're gaining more interest. On a traditional savings, you're only getting about 0.1% interest every month. In a high yield savings, you're getting somewhere around 3% to 5% interest each month. And that helps because it's free money that the bank is giving you for just leaving your savings in there. And that's another thing, and that's an emergency fund, which brings you so much peace of mind. So make sure you save the money, build financial discipline, and don't always live in the moment, but always think about your finances later on down the line. Anyways, just want to make a quick video to talk to you guys about that. God bless you all. Peace. Remember, save that money, and one day that money gonna save you. Facts. We out.